Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your weekly horoscope for October 6th through October 13th. So starting off for this week, on the 6th of October, we have Mercury in an opposition with Uranus. And so this will be our Mercury and Scorpio. That is, of course, slowing down here as it is getting ready for its retrograde, which we will talk about, which is happening here on the 13th. And so, as Mercury is coming into this opposition with Uranus, big time of seeing revolutionary breakthroughs at work, in your responsibilities, with your values, with the structure that you are trying to build in your life. Remembering that Uranus in Taurus is about restructuring your life. It is coming in, creating this chaos, this breakdown of our physical reality. So, big time of re-innovating and really rebuilding up your life in these areas where things are no longer working, right? And we're seeing a lot that is coming up about the things that are no longer working, especially coming off of that Aries full moon and with this Mars retrograde. As you're hitting these detours and these stops in the road, big time of really finding out what really does work for you, what is the best strategy, what is the best plan at this moment. So, for those of you who are running into chaos, running into roadblocks, not feeling that surge of energy that is normally there, big time to rearrange your life to take better care of your health and how you're approaching these situations to find a clearer answer to how we are going to be able to push through and get the responsibilities done that need to be done in this space. And of course, with this Mercury and Scorpio, a lot of issues coming up that need to be resolved here. For those of you who are feeling low on energy or who are feeling this difficulty, this challenge, this heaviness, this is your body that is trying to tell you what is going on here, especially as we're coming off of this Virgo season and we're now here in Libra season. Your body is really trying to show you how to get back into alignment, how to get back into balance. And so, a lot of issues coming up as far as for those of you who are tired, who are not following through on your plans, on your goals, right? This is your body telling you to take a break, to relax, to recharge so that you can keep moving forward. Also happening on the 6th of October, we have Mars making a square over to Pluto. Very intense moment, as these are two very, very intense planets. Of course, Pluto is direct now. So we saw Pluto come direct there on the 4th, where now we're starting to get this forward motion as far as the transformation, the changes that we want to make in our lives. And so, for those of you who have been there in that deep space, evaluating and observing the changes that need to take place, big time of actually applying this to your life and moving forward now as this energy is progressing. And of course, this is in Capricorn, where this is all about what are the steps that you can take? What are the resources that you have that you can use to move forward? So, very physical. What are the actions? What are the steps? What are the plans that need to be taken in order for this transformation to play out? This is not something that will be handed to you, and especially not with this Mars square. A lot of action that is being blocked, a lot of frustration, a lot of difficulty, a lot of anger that can come up here with this Mars square Pluto that is happening here on the 6th, along with that Mercury opposition to Uranus, hitting a lot of roadblocks and frustrations, maybe some of you getting into arguments and debates with others. And so, very much about watching that frustration, watching that difficulty that arises in you, and observing it, finding a new strategy, a new approach to how you are going to find the solution to these difficulties. Moving forward here on the 10th of October, we have the Sun making a square to Jupiter. Tough transit, as this is the Sun and Jupiter, two very benefic planets in this square. And so this is a huge time of really looking at what do you hold faith in your life. This is a Sun in Libra trying to get us back into balance, back into alignment. And of course, this Jupiter in Capricorn is heavy, as it is here where we are planted in reality. Not so much about wishing, hoping, and believing, but what are the actual physical steps that you're going to take to make those changes happen. And so, big time to really look at your vision, your plans, and how you are going to apply that into your life. Where in your life can you shine that light on to really see from a higher perspective, to really believe in yourself, to push yourself, to motivate yourself to actually take the steps that are necessary here? And of course, going back to earlier here in October, where we're feeling a little bit of this drain and energy or this heaviness for some of us, that this is a reminder to really work on healing and recharging our energy to get back into the swing of things here, moving forward, progressing. Huge time with this Sun square Jupiter to really figure out how are we going to move forward. Also here on the 10th, we have Venus making a trine to Uranus. So with this Venus trine to Uranus, many of you are going to want to get out of this situation of how are we working, how are we persevering, how are we getting things done. A little bit more of wanting to have fun and spontaneity in your life with this Venus trine over to Uranus. But remember that this is a Uranus in Taurus, where this is all about doing what is of the highest value to you. And so, big time of not getting completely lost into the things that we love, the things that we enjoy, especially as this is a Venus in Virgo, where this is all about being more rational about the things that bring us joy, about the things that bring us pleasure. Now, for those of you who are on the other extreme of this, who are more of a perfectionist, who are more detailed, more analytical, this Venus in Virgo is going to be a big moment of not pushing yourself too hard, not being a perfectionist, as this is going to bring hardships and difficulties on you to actually persevere and move forward. And so, big time where we're trying to still find this balance, this alignment. This is Libra season, where you don't want to lean too far to one extreme, right? Big time of not pushing yourself too hard, but also big time of not getting lost into your pleasure and your enjoyment and forgetting about the actual work that needs to be done. Finding that healthy balance and alignment, especially as this is a Venus in a trine to Uranus, where this energy can be very spontaneous, very unpredictable in terms of our pleasure, our activities, and what we're creating. On the 12th, we have Mercury making a sextile to Venus. So this is a great transit here, as will be a very logical transit, as this is Mercury in Scorpio and Venus in Virgo. Huge time of really taking the skills that you have and applying them, really thinking things through, logically analyzing, observing, really taking your time to break everything down and process it during this time. Many of us with this Mars retrograde want to go fast pace and speed through, get things done. A lot of frustration, a lot of difficulties, a lot of tension, especially with that Mars square that also took place there on the 6th, where this really is a time of needing to find that patience and that space to really think things through, to really take your time on everything that you are doing. And especially because on the 13th, we have Mercury stationing retrograde. So as Mercury stations retrograde in Scorpio, this is a huge time to dig deep into your psyche. This is a time to look at where are your fears, where are your emotional wounds, where are your baggage, where are the things that need to be cleaned out and removed during this time, right? And this is a big topic that many of us want to avoid. Many of us don't want to go into this space of this deep healing and transformation, this shadow work that is very much connected to Scorpio. And this will be amplified with Mercury here. Mercury being this sign of information and data, being here in Scorpio, where it is bringing that truth up to the surface. And so this is a huge time of facing these unresolved issues that we can no longer run from with this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Going back, reviewing all of these difficulties, all of this weight that we're holding on to in our lives, and seeing where we need to clear this out. Remembering that Scorpio is the sign of death, and keeping in mind that when we say death, we are talking about the ending of a cycle and actually stepping into a brand new cycle. So this is a clearing moment as we're going through this Mercury retrograde, very intense, as we will have to go into our traumas, our fears, our difficulties, and clear out all of that dark, heavy weight that is deep within us to really start to move forward. Now, on the same day, we have the Sun making an opposition to Mars, so very intense, right? This week is super intense, and these are two hot planets, the Sun and Mars, battling out. This is Libra and Aries that we are talking about, this axis. And so, huge time of really focusing on yourself and your relationships with this Sun opposition Mars. Making sure that you are not beating up on yourself too hard if you are coming into difficulties and obstacles with others or with your surroundings, with your situations in life, right? This Libra energy is not just about other people, but it is literally the other, right? All of these experiences that we are attracting into our lives. And so this is a huge time of really not beating up on yourself too hard about any difficulties or downfalls that you might come across. These frustrations, the anger, the challenge, the difficulty that can arise, and really finding your way to navigate through this. If you come across a partner or a situation where there is some kind of fear or difficulty that arises, especially with this being a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, if you are in a relationship and you are getting into arguments, difficulties, struggles, you are seeing qualities in your partner that you don't like. Keep in mind that this is reflecting back to you a lot of the shadow aspects of yourself, showing you those areas where you need to heal and transform. So, huge time to really look within yourself and to look and see if there are any unresolved issues, any kind of emotional baggage that you are hanging on to from the past, and making sure that you are going in, facing it, addressing it, clearing it out, working through it. Also, for this week, I pulled 3 cards. The first card that came up is the Page of Pentacles. So, once again, huge time of building up a skill, working on your goals. Very, very big time of focusing on what you can get done, what you can accomplish in this space. But remember, not working yourself too hard. This is the page where this is the beginning, where many of you are at the beginning stages of a goal, thinking about the future, thinking about what you want to achieve. And so, not being too hard on yourself, scrutinizing yourself because you see this perfect future, but remaining in the present where you are, working on what you have, taking your time, and not pushing yourself. Many of you, big message that I'm getting from many of you out there is not overworking yourself during this week, as this will cause issues that will prevent you from succeeding in your goals. Next card here is another pentacle. Going along with this story here, we have the Three of Pentacles, where once again, you want to use your skills, you want to use your resources that you have to build and work on your goals during this week. And so for many of you, if you're thinking about starting a new class, starting a new project, some of you beginning a new task, making sure that you are looking back at your past successes, looking at those skills and those resources that you've developed, so that you are not overstressing yourself by trying to do something completely different, doing something that you are so focused on the negatives or the failures, right? This is a huge time of looking at your successes, looking at those areas where you can improve and make adjustments. If you are looking at anything negative during this time, making sure that it is for the benefit of making those improvements in your life and not beating yourself up, overworking yourself. This is a time where brute force with this Mars retrograde is not going to work. Last card here is our death card or transition card. Once again, going along with that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, where this is a huge time for many of us to go through this deeper level of transformation, to really let go, to let these old, heavy emotions and attachments from the past to die away so that we can be reborn into our greatest version. So huge time to do shadow work to clear out these heavier emotions, these traumatic experiences, these events that are holding us back, really facing it, addressing it, not running from it. So that was your horoscope for the week of October 6th through October 13th. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I want to thank you all once again so much for joining. And I want to thank Spirit for making this message possible. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.